Hey guys, I'm Destiny and this is Monday Mail number 5. Before I jump into the questions, I want to point out that I'm selling my third Twitch TV shirt. It is a Grand Theft Auto inspired logo, even though I only play the game for 5 minutes. But, there's lots of memes in there and I know how much you fuckers love memes. So buy a shirt, buy your whole family shirts, whatever you want to do, whatever they wouldn't want you to do. Whatever they wouldn't want you to do is exactly what you should do. And they wouldn't want you to buy 4 of my shirts, all right? So go down and do that. The link is in the description. We're going to hop right into the questions here. I updated my lighting a little bit and my my framing for my shot, so we're going to see how we feel about this. Anyway, we're going to hop right into it. The first question is from my best friend, Hajri. He's not really my best friend, but he donates a lot of money, so if he wants me to call him his best friend, I'll do it. Hi, Steven. You mentioned before about your problems with the idea of nationalism, if you remember. You find it a stupid idea that is useless in today's world. I was wondering if you were willing to expand on that and to narrow down your definition of what would be considered nationalism to you. Aslan, really? I remember I felt like we were at odds with this topic in chat, but you agreed with what I was saying. I've been a bit confused since then. I still don't think it would be a very positive effect on the advancement of oneself and their... I still think it can be a very positive effect on the advancement of oneself and their community. I haven't had my hot chocolate yet today, so if I'm a little bit out of it, you know what, dude? You're just going to have to get used to it. All right. This is a pretty heavy question. I've always been a person, I guess, in my life because of whatever during my upbringing and everything, in that I've been a really independent person. I don't really care if people approve of what I'm doing to some extent, right? Obviously, I mean, I have to make money via subs, but like, I don't, if I do something, I'm never thinking like, how is somebody going to view this thing, or how, is somebody going to think I'm dumb or look stupid, or do I look like a goat while I'm talking, or, like, is somebody going to think that idea was really dumb, or that when I tried in that game and I didn't make it, that like, it's really embarrassing. Like, these aren't really things that I think about a lot. I do things because I want to do them. I like myself as a person. And everything that I do is kind of an extension of that, right? I'm confident with myself. I like who I am for the most part, and I like the things that I do for the most part. So everything I do kind of comes from that. That being said, I've always identified as an individual, and I don't like to associate with groups. I feel like associating with groups is there's just too many bad things that could come from it. You can put yourself into some dumb state of mind where you feel like you have to agree with every single thing a group is saying. You might end up identifying with a group that doesn't share all of your beliefs, and then you end up looking stupid by association. I don't know. When I think of nationalism, I guess to bring this back to nationalism, like, I don't like it when, oh God, this sounds really conceited to say, and I understand that not everyone's going to agree on this, but I don't like it when people identify with groups that they haven't fucking contributed anything to, right? When people like stand up, and I see this so much, especially in the United States, I'm sure it happens in other countries, I can only really speak for my own, but like, well, people get up and like, oh, America, greatest fucking country, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, why? Like, why the fuck are you so proud of it? What the fuck have you done, dude? Like, you barely pay any taxes. Like, what do you mean? America, the greatest country. Like, what have you done for the education? What have you done for, our foreign or domestic policy? What have you done for our economy? Like, I mean, when people have like this great pride, or like pride in culture, or pride in heritage, and it's like, dude, I'm so proud to be, like, for me, a Cuban American, I'm so proud. Well, like, am I really proud to be Cuban? I haven't done fuck all for Cuba, right? I haven't done fuck all as a Cuban, to contribute to Cuban culture as a society. So why would I take pride or take honor or whatever in that heritage? I know that I don't know. You know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Okay, I just don't. Every time I see stuff like that, it feels like people trying to fill their lack of accomplishments, or lack of achievements, or lack of personal satisfaction with some other bullshit. Like, I can't think of any time I've heard somebody be like, oh, this, I'm really proud of this country or this cultural thing, and after the end of listening to that, be like, oh, wow, dude, like, man, that's so cool. Like, my opinion of you is so much higher. Like, it's usually just the opposite. When people have to throw themselves in with big groups and identify with big groups, and, like, I'm an American and I love all this fucking shit and blah, blah, blah. Not to mention all the brainwashing and stupid shit that goes along with being, like, nationalistic and, my country can do no wrong, and don't you fucking dare criticize my country, and, how can you not be for state surveillance when it's literally called the Patriot Act? Are you unpatriotic, you fucking inbred piece of shit? Like, when you got all this kind of shit going on, like, I see so many bad things stem from nationalism, and I just don't see anything good that comes from it. Like, I can work with people, and I can do things, and I can accomplish things, and I can do this without feeling like I need to be part of some larger, cohesive, collective group that all identifies as some tag or brand. I understand that not everybody feels that same way, and maybe I can see where like if you feel included in a group, that maybe it gives you more confidence or more of a sense of purpose or whatever. But for me personally, I feel like transcending those things is really important, and I feel like it. I don't know. I feel like it makes you into kind of like a more confident and capable individual to be able to exist outside of all of those brands and identities. And again, I understand that some people will disagree with this. And to further clarify on that a little bit, I don't mind when people identify with large groups that they actively contribute to. For instance, if you're proud of your church and the church is a community that you actively take part in, you show up at more than 2 masses a year, and I'm sorry, Catholic, you show up to more than 2 sessions. I don't know what the fuck. What do Protestants and Lutherans call it when they go to church? More than 2 church gatherings a year, and if you contribute, you donate food, you donate money to the church, you show up when they do like the little bakery sales and all of that, and you're part of your community, right? I think those things are great to be proud of. You're part of your community, you contribute to that community, and you grow alongside of it. Like, those are things you can be proud of, and when things are accomplished by those communities, you have a share in that, right? And I think that's okay to be proud of. I just don't like it when people identify with these huge groups that they've never done anything with and never really contributed to, and it's like, oh, I'm a fucking American and I love this blah blah blah. And it's like, the fuck are you? What the fuck have you done to be proud of that? Like, you were just fucking born here, dog. You were lucky. Why? I don't know. I mean, that's just me. Again, I know that there's people are going to be really divisive on this, but and by divisive, I mean fucking all the comments are going to shit on me because love of your country and sovereignty is the most important fucking thing. I've never met anybody give a speech like that and then at the end feel like, yeah, this guy's really intelligent. He's really got his shit together, man. This guy is fucking obsessed with being part of XYZ group, That's all I got, dude. I could talk for a long time on different aspects of things that I think are negative. I guess one of the biggest downfalls when people get insanely nationalistic is because they become blind to criticism. It's really funny because one of the examples is that one of the counterexamples somebody gave in a comment beneath was, that's like saying, so somebody says, in short, nationalism makes it impossible to reform or criticize your country. And then a guy responds, that's like saying that being a WoW fan makes it impossible to criticize the patch notes. There are a lot of fans of certain games that are absolutely blind and deluded to criticism. I mean, like that happens, When people become fiercely allegiant to something, they automatically shit on other things, right? If you're insanely I'm willing to bet that if you were to poll people that were insanely nationalistic, they probably have a worse opinion of other countries in general than people that don't share those same feelings of extreme nationalism, right? Or same thing, people that hardcore identify as extremely atheist probably have very disparaging views of other religions, or people that identify as extremely anything will tend to have more negative views of other groups than not. So yeah, I guess in general, I see more negativity than positivity stemming from nationalism, and sometimes I feel like people use nationalism or pride in larger groups to shore up individual weaknesses when they should be working on those individual weaknesses instead. But again, fuck, I'm like 8 minutes on this one answer. I could talk for a long time about this kind of stuff, but that's more or less, I guess, kind of summed up my rambling thoughts on it. I need to start plugging in the mouse. Okay, the second question comes from Catman789. I'm just going to post this. I'm just going to keep posting this until it gets answered. Since I'm a huge fan, I'd like to ask you about RTS games. Would you consider yourself an RTS fan or just a StarCraft fan? Have you enjoyed other RTS games, i.e. Age of Empires, Command & Conquer, Warcraft, etc.? You don't really play StarCraft 2 anymore, which I respect and understand because dead gamer for whatever reason. Do you think the whole genre is dead right now to where we won't see another competitive RTS game take any sort of spotlight? If a new RTS were to get popular as a competitive game, would you get into it? So, to answer the first part of the question, I think I've always liked RTSs. I remember on the Sega channel, believe it or not, fucking 15 years ago, Jesus. I remember on the Sega channel, I used to play a lot of the early, I think it was Age of Empires. You'd like run all the dudes together, and the more dudes you ran together, they would like build pyramids and shit. And I don't know, I never made it too far because I think those games were a little too complicated when I was like 8 or 9 or whatever. StarCraft has been fun. I like the idea of gathering resources and then min-maxing ways to get to ideal army compositions or whatever. That kind of stuff is entertaining to me, that kind of min-maxing process, which to some extent you see when I play games like Kerbal Space Program or Darkest Dungeon or whatever, or XCOM, like those kinds of those trains of thought are really entertaining to me. Grey Goo was a really fun game for me to play. If the player base had more than 50 people on it at any point in time, I probably would have played it a little bit longer. But I really like RTS as a genre, and it's kind of sad to see that it's pretty dead. I don't know. At this point in time, if you would have asked me 3 years ago, I would have said that genres are picked by the public, and those are the ones that are liked the most by the public, and those are the only ones that have a chance to become popular. In the era of League of Legends and Dota 2, I would have said that. But after watching CSGO make a huge resurgence because of the developer support for the game, and now seeing Overwatch be reasonably popular. I don't know how popular it's going to grow, but it's pretty fucking popular right now. More popular than I think a lot of the haters gave it credit for. I kind of feel at this point that the only thing you need for your game or genre to be popular is good developer support. And, Blizzard really cares about Overwatch, so they're supporting the fuck out of it, and they're trying really hard. You can tell the effort shows. I mean, props to Blizzard. Same thing with Hearthstone. Hearthstone, who would have said an e-card game could have been popular? Ever. Fuck. I mean, has it ever been really that popular? Pokemon and Magic the Gathering have been pretty popular-ish in real life, but in terms of e-card games, like Hearthstone fucking came out of nowhere. It's fucking huge, right? Because the game is fun and Blizzard supported the fuck out of it. I guess like a really interesting way to kind of answer this question in a roundabout way is going to be Too Good's. Too Good is currently fundraising to kickstart, I guess, to finish developing his little arena shooter game, which is kind of a throwback to the old Quake FPS games. I know it's FPS, and with Overwatch and CSGO already being popular, it might seem like a lot of overlap, or like even if it is successful, maybe it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But the arena style FPS has definitely gone by the wayside. There's a phrase there, I think that's the right one. But arena FPS hasn't been popular for a long, long time. Quake was like really the last. I guess they tried it with oh fuck, would you say that like Tribes or whatever, does that count as arena style FPS? I don't know. Regardless, if James's game becomes really popular, I mean, that says something, right? That other games could become popular. They just need the right developer and the right support for it to gain traction in a community, and for a lot of people to fucking play it. So we'll kind of see how his experiment turns out. I think that there might be room for somebody in the future to come by and create a really popular RTS. I feel like Blizzard's commitment to StarCraft just isn't there. I could be wrong, and I don't want to, shit talk Blizzard or anything, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like they have that drive to really put, like, they made their money selling the third installment of Legacy of the Void, and now they're kind of content to kind of let it sit there, and they'll do passive updates with whatever income they want to throw at the dev team for the game. But for the most part, it's kind of stuck at where it's at, and there's not going to really be any huge push to make it anything more than that. So maybe in the future we'll see some kind of developer step up and take care of that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's hard to say. For the third and final question, this is from DotsHealster. Sort of general questions about your subscription model. Why do you think other streamers haven't had the same outside of Twitch subscription models you do, purely because they fear burning bridges? I recall you saying that Twitch was okay with it, but if other streamers started doing it and it became the norm, do you think Twitch would start doing something about it? I think that Twitch is okay with me doing it because I'm not the largest streamer anymore, and because I'm the only one really that does it. If a bunch of people started to turn to my subscription model, then I think that Twitch would probably definitely have a problem with it. There's a reason why at one point in time I was heavily considering marketing like a package to other streamers where I would sell them kind of my subscription service, and then take like a really small 2 or 3% cut or whatever. But I decided against it and ever going down that route because if this kind of thing were to catch on, I do think that Twitch would make a single upgrade to their TOS could completely destroy the viability of this or income model, So I kind of just keep it to myself. It doesn't seem like other people are willing to put in the work or effort to do anything in terms of making headway into generating income like that. A lot of streamers and a lot of people involved in video games are pretty business stupid. So they'll make money in the easiest ways possible. Donations are easy. You throw them up on screen. Sponsorships are easy. People pay you money and you plug somebody, and then that's kind of all they really focus on. And yeah, so I mean, I think I think that other streamers don't pursue it just out of laziness. I can't really think of anything else. Like even the good subscription models for Twitch, it's like 70-30 split, like 30%. If I made $10,000 in a month, you're gonna take $3,000 from me for payment processing? Like that's insane, dude. I don't know how I don't know how any business-minded person could be okay with a split like that. Like that just seems crazy to me, especially because payment processing that's not like an NP hard problem or something. Like that's a solved problem. Like payment processing is very easy online. Maybe fucking use PayPal, I was almost gonna say G2Pay, but fuck that shit. But yeah. So I don't know. I think that streamers are just kind of lazy, and I don't think that Twitch will do anything to get rid of to do what I do, like upgrading a TOS just to fuck with me, because I don't think I'm that big that they care about it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So those are the 3 questions for today. I appreciate you guys asking questions. I'm going to post the next thread. It'll be linked in the description below. Remember to buy fucking shirts, guys. You have to buy these shirts. If I don't sell at least 300 shirts, maybe I should just stop streaming. Maybe you don't deserve me as a streamer, dude? whatever. I'm just kidding, but whatever you want to do that. I'll see you guys later, or I guess for Monday mail number 6. Peace out, guys.